So, what is this knowledge? Knowledge in itself is knowing about the truth. So, we are all living as a human being, right? So, because we are human being, there are so many elements, so many factors involved in our life. Because other creatures, apart from the human beings, they do not have the ultimate sixth sense or the sense of cognition. Because we hold this sixth sense, we are called as the supremacy of the living being. Okay, we are the highest form of creatures where the divine has created on this universe. Why? Because we are given the gift of cognizing or the gift of the sixth sense. So, because we have this, I conclude that only gaining knowledge will be the basic need of the human being. Otherwise, rest all is all given by the nature as it is given for the other living creatures. Isn't it or not? So the other living beings are also leading their life, and even we human being with the sixth sense are also living the same way. If we analyze in a overall view of our life, so we are born into this world, okay, and then we grow up, and then we enter the family life, and then we again continue our progeny. We have our family, okay, and then we give out all the earnings of our family to our next generation. All the positive and negative happenings of life is passed on, and the same way we see even the animals also having their life. Yes or no? Can they alter their life? Can animals alter their life? No, they cannot alter their life because they don't have the capability of thinking. Now, if we want to fulfill our basic needs, because of our thinking capacity, we have created so many options of foods, right? So, if we are hungry, we have so many options there to eat and fulfill the hunger. Whereas the other creatures, living beings, do they have options? No, right? They are feeding on whatever the nature has provided in the as it is form. There is no, change, or there is no manipulation made for that purpose. So if it is raining, if it is drizzling, or if it is very hot, do they build a house? No, right? But we human, we do have so many options. Even if we are left in the forest, we have that capability till now to build our own nest. Correct? With the basic equipments, with the basic availabilities, whatever is present in the nature. So in the forest also we are able to construct the house. So we have that capability, we have that knowledge. So though it is all being passed on through the animals itself in the form of imprints, as our Maharshi has told, but are we able to utilize it? Are we doing some improvisation in our daily life or in our society? So we have to think that, right? So today in this stages of knowledge, Maharshi says very clearly, first when we are born as a human being, we are not aware that we are human being itself. So that is that we can say like we are zero knowledge in the first stage. So when we are born, we don't know that we are human child itself. So we are simply living the way we have to live as the nature has given the events or the situations or whatever it is. So there should be another human being to take care of us when we are child. Correct. So when we are a human child, we have zero knowledge, and then we start gaining few things. Like when we are child, we are able to communicate through sign language with our parents. We watch around us. what elders are doing, how they are living the life. Okay, we try to adapt those things into our life. Yes or no? So that is the second stage of knowledge, Maharshi says. So what is happening here? Now consciousnesses start developing over there. So we can say this is the outer mind, which is now able to observe all the things going on around us. This is called as observable mind also. Correct. So now when we are looking the surrounding, what all it is present over there for us, whether it is good or bad, we don't know. We just take in or we just absorb within us. So then also still we remain like a animal itself, because we are not having the capacity, or we are incapable of analyzing the behaviors or the situations going on around us. Even in the second stage of our knowledge development, the consciousness is already developed, but still we are not able to analyze it whether it is right or wrong, good or bad to us. Then next stage what happens? In spite of making all the attempts to live just like a human being, we are still failing. Many times we show our anger, many times we show our frustrations, we start yelling. So emotionally we are disturbed. Correct? So in the process of life. So in this third stage, when we come step into the adolescence age especially, we try to exhibit the subconscious mind imprints, or Maharshi says the Sanchita karma, what we have carried on through our parents or ancestors, or even through the other living creatures in our genetics. What all the imprints is there in our genes, those things will be exhibited, and it is exhibited in the form of violence itself. So because that has become habits for us, knowingly or unknowingly. So in this point, we have a beautiful story over here about the two parrots. We all know it very well. So there are two twin parrots. Okay, unfortunately, due to natural calamity, they had got separated, and one parrot went and fell into the some rishis ashrama. Okay, and the other parrot went and fell into some theft community, the thief community. So the first parrot which fell into the rishis ashrama, it learnt all the good habits. Okay, like welcoming the guest. Okay, serving the people, serving the life, or whatever it is. So it learnt all the good habits over there. Whereas the second parrot which went to the thieves community, it all learnt the bad habits over there. So it is astonishing. The environment, whatever we are moving on, we are living in, at this stage, the second stage and the third stage plays a very enormous impact in our life. And that are the imprints which we make it as a habit and repeat it for the entire life. Because we are not able to come to a declaration what is the actual truth behind every action we are performing. We just don't know why we are getting angry. We just don't know why we use the slangs when we are talking to some people. So we are triggered very easily. In today's scenario, even in a quick of a moment, we can trigger a person. Yes or not? So this way, the third stage is very important for our habituations, I can say here. So instead of becoming the slaves for our habitat or the situations which we have imprinted within us, or the experiences which we have imprinted, we have to start analyzing. The moment we start analyzing, There, the fourth stage starts where the wisdom works in action. The wisdom works into the action, and then we start training ourselves to become an actual human being. See, so far we are born as a human child, and we are being brought up as a human child, and we are living in adolescence also as a human child. But because of our previous imprints, whatever we have gained, we are not able to live as a human being. So that is the reason only when actually we start digging in our true wisdom and we are able to cognize and analyze our subconscious level of mind, only then the actual knowledge start working. We are able to analyze the truth of our life, the truth behind the situation. Okay, so when we are able to analyze the true situation or the reason behind the action which is going on through us, then we'll able to touch the truth, ultimate truth, and we are able to analyze it in the as it is manner. As it is manner means, like, I am present in this situation, I am undergoing this pain or I am undergoing this stress. Why? Because it was already present within me through my you know transformed genes, through my sanchita karmas or prarabdha karmas. Maharshi clearly mentions the prarabdha karma starts from the age of 3. Yes or no? So how many of us are able to recollect all the situations and all the actions that we have performed from the age of 3? The experiences gained through this physical body from the age of 3, all those actions will have to end in the result. So today, if I am enjoying this happy moment or today I am facing this miserable, sad moment, it is one of the action which has been performed by me or through my parents or grandparents in the previous time. Yes or no? We have to have this clarity. When we have this clarity, there the true wisdom start working, and the final stage can be acquired. And Maharshi says, once this wisdom and the noble qualities is brought into this human body and mind, that is when this is got superimposed on the subconscious level of mind. Okay, no matter whatever the bad imprints we had so far in the subconscious level, but still we are able to alter it. We are able to superimpose it through the practices of the sky. That is meditation, physical exercise, kaya kalpa, and very important, introspection. So when we are repeatedly introspecting our own selves, our own thoughts, so what is this introspection? Internally inspecting our own self. So when we are trying to perform any activity, if a mother or if elders are there, we become very conscious, right? And we try to see that we don't make any mistake in front of them, and we give our 100% in all the activity we are doing. Correct? So same way, when we start doing this introspection, internally we are inspecting all our activities, the thoughts, the words, and the action or the deeds. So every thought, when it is watched by our own mind, so do you think we will make any sort of mistake? No, right? So thought has to be manifested into words. There is lot of gap over there, there is lot of time over there, the parameters, all the parameters have to work there before getting into action. So we have so much of time over there before imprinting our actions. So Maharshi's first topic on introspection plays an enormous role in doing this superimposition of the, the knowledge, superimposition of the imprints through this knowledge. So when we have this noble quality, what is this noble quality? The selflessness. Okay, the selflessness and the compassion are the basic noble quality what Maharshi has given us. Mainly the love and compassion, the selflessness, and finally we can reach the peace. So today if we are leading this miserable life, we have to go back and analyze the root cause of this misery. Unless and until we are able to check in that past and recollect the present situation or the present experience, we cannot alter the future. So today if I am experiencing this sadness, if I am able to overcome this sadness through this introspection methodology what Maharshi has given, my future I can alter very easily. So the future may be tomorrow, the future may be the next hour, the future is next 5 minutes ahead, but we think the future is somewhat endless. We don't have any time parameter for our future. But Maharshi very clearly explained the future is our progeny. For all the actions we are performing in today, the present situation, in the present life, we are building the result for the progeny or our children or our next generation. So, only when we have the clear understanding of this knowledge, we can make our action, the way we want, or we can make the result the way we want. That is the beauty of our sky system. So, in this knowledge, we see stages of mind working over there. As I have spoken previously, the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the superconscious mind. So, conscious mind is always very conscious and it is cognizing and thinking about the physical parameters of our body or the materialistic world of our life. What are the needs that has to be fulfilled for this physical form to have the physical satisfaction? And next comes the emotional satisfaction. So we are always in this confusion state. So if we fall in this conscious state of mind, unconsciously, we work a lot over there. When we try to accomplish or fulfill the physical and materialistic desires in our life, there is no limit for that. So whatever the prosperity, whatever the money or whatever the knowledge and whatever the abundance we have in our life, we are not able to enjoy it to the fullest. Always there is dissatisfaction in our life. So why is this dissatisfaction? Because we don't know where to draw a line for our needs and desires. There is a gap between needs and desires, right? So first we have to understand what are needs and what are desires. Correct. Maharshi gives a very beautiful explanation regarding that. So until we are satisfied with our basic needs, the food, the shelter and the clothing, okay, and the excretory systems to be performed naturally. So until we are able to perform these things, our needs are satisfied. So we feel hunger. Even hunger has become a habit for us because fulfilling the hunger is what imprinted from the past, all the life, all the living creatures, which is all present previously human being. Yes or no? So we feel like hunger can be satisfied only if we have food. But in spirituality, when we do a lot of meditation and other physical activities, the physical exercises and introspection, and the higher meditations that helps us to cognize and absorb the subtlest energy form present in this environment, right? All the five elements is very much important for us to satisfy this body. So only when we have that level of knowledge, we can limitize the needs for this body, and also we can have a limit for the materialistic life what we are living in this world. Otherwise, today materialistic life is crossed their limit. Without any materials, we cannot live this life in this society. That is a level of living what we have brought into this society. We are giving more importance for the materials than giving the importance for the life. So that is the reason we are facing so much of miseries in the society, so much of problems in our life. So the conscious mind is very much important rather than living an unconscious life. So for this conscious mind to be activated, Maharshi has given us the Agna meditation. Yes or no? So when we are able to reach the Agna state of mind, our conscious mind is always active, and we are able to cognize this physical body, the five indriyas, and we are able to manage and balance the energy, outflow and inflow. So entire body is working through energy itself, right? So when this consciousness is reached certain extent, we tap into the subconscious mind, wherein we alter the habits or the imprints which is all present in the subconscious mind. We try to eradicate or delete the unwanted imprints of the subconscious mind, and we try to bring in harmony between this conscious mind and the subconscious mind. That is the reason why nature has given us the sleep. I'm sorry, the sleep. Why do we sleep for such a long period? Nearly like half of our life is being gone for the purpose of sleeping itself. Sleeping is a time where mind, works on the subconscious mind works on all the imprints, all the unwanted data which we have collected in our mind and stored as a, like the dustbin. Okay, all the unwanted things, all the negative things, negative emotions. So the mind works on all those factors and elements. When these two are already linked in by the birth itself, since we are not aware of it, all the emotions and the experiences which we have imprinted in our life, we bring it out emotionally as negative emotions. So the negative emotions which we carry within us, that plays an enormous role in our life. The negative emotions also impact the physical body. The illness which we bring into this physical body is also linked to this emotions. See, today, even without our awareness, we are not able to, withstand the pressure. We are not able to survive in this society the way we want. We try to show our courage in so many parameters, but we fail many times, right? So why do we fail actually over there? Because the emotional factor or the emotional imprints pertaining to that experiences is already imprinted in our sanchita or prarabdha karma. So that is the reason whenever we are trying to face the situations, we get fear, we get negative emotions. Okay, this fear factor is the first emotion which we have to get rid of, the subconscious level of mind, to overcome this life problem. Only when we have the right knowledge taken within us at the right time, will help us to lead the life towards the prosperity. Do you agree or not? So today we can see human life has got prospered to a next level itself. 50 years back, previously, people used to struggle a lot, correct? Just to perform the basic desires, to fulfill the basic desires of the family, of the children, of the parents, or whatever it is. If we have to travel around the pilgrimage, like if we have to visit our, natives, we have to struggle a lot, right? Because we did not have the transportation facility to the extent or to the soothing level what we have today, correct? Same way today the mind development has happened to such an extent where small children, today's generation, they cannot sit quietly. Only meditation can help them to pave the right way, right path. Because all the knowledge whatever we have gained through this so many generation, like according to this Hindu scriptures, we have completed 5000 years of this Kali Yuga in this present day. So the knowledge of this 5000 years is already genetically got imprinted. So today we see the mind development is so matured in the small children. At the age of 10 years, they start talking about the family. They start talking about the adolescence talk. Do you agree or not? And we parents, we still hesitate. Why is that? Because the way we have seen the life is different. And the way today generation is seeing the life is totally different. The changes has to be balanced. The changes has to be accepted. The experiences, the good experiences and good knowledge has to be shared in the right manner, in the right way for our next generation. So only then the positive emotions and the positive knowledge, the proper knowledge can be passed on. Otherwise, still we can see families suffering, people suffering, and people still they are not able to cope up their physical health itself. Just for the sake of physical body, many people are struggling. They are spending lakhs and crores of rupees. Today, kids are being born with different, unheard genetical problems. You go to social media, there are so many social media links popping out today for asking for help for donation, donating the small child. There is some severe genetically disorder. Why these disorders are coming in the society? Previously, when we go back to 30 years, 50 years back, the genetically disorder illness what we had was only the mentally retarded people. The mentally retarded progeny or the child was born in the family. But today we see a genetically disordered child being born in every family, especially in foreign countries. But today it is very much popular in our country, India also. Why is this happening? Because we are carrying all sorts of negative emotions within us and we are passing it on to our next progeny unknowingly. So that is the reason. This is our ignorance. So that is the reason Maharshi says any problem we are facing in our life today only because of three reasons, that is carelessness, laziness and ignorance. So always we have to put an effort to overcome these three factors in our life. We should stop being careless. We should stop being lazy. We should stop being ignorant. So these are the three problems which we have to overcome. And superconscious mind, we can talk about it in detail in our next further sessions. So through these stages of knowledge, we have to overcome the ignorance part of our life, and we have to build in the conscious mind within ourselves, where we are able to, superimpose the unwanted imprints with a positiveness. That is what I can say. Through Gnanendriyas and Karmendriyas, through this meditation and introspection, we can alter the knowledge of this subconscious mind. This is called Chittam. So we can alter this Chittam, and we can change our characters and behaviors in our life, because these are the behaviors which our future children are observing, through which they are implementing. Okay, so this was the subject or the topic today about the stages of knowledge. Hope this will help you in some points of life, of some places of life, to overcome your own family problems or your own self life problems. And through this I conclude the session. We have only this time to render the subject and discussion. Thank you one and all for your patience and time. I conclude this session, and I render the divine blessings and Guru's blessings showered on all of you throughout your life. Be blessed by the divine. May the divine energy give good health, long life, enough wealth, prosperity, and wisdom. Thank you so much, one and all. Be blessed by the divine.
Be blessed by
Thank
the
you, madam.
divine, ma'am. Thank you so much, ma'am. Sure, your thoughts will help us a lot in future, or it will helpful for all of us. Thank you so much. Dear friends, now the forum is open for discussion. Please click the hand raise button to ask the questions. While you prepare for your questions, we have few important announcements. Today's programs in Canada: evening 4:15 Panchendriya meditation, 4:45 108 times World Peace Blessings, 4:55 Sky Assistant Professor is going to give a speech on Yoga, Jnana, Hagu Bhakya. Tomorrow afternoon in Tamil program, Sky Professor Gauri Madam will deliver a speech on Manida Madippu Ariyamai. And tomorrow evening 4:15 p.m. in Kannada, Sky Professor Srinivasaya will deliver speech on Arogyame Mahatva. Arogyame Mahabhagya. Pachayappan, you can unmute and ask the questions.
வாழ்க மேடம். ஏமா மேடம்?
வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
அனிதா வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
வாழ்க வளமுடன் மேடம். யா டெல் மீ மேடம்.
ரொம்ப நல்லா இருந்தது. ரொம்ப நன்றி. நல்லா இருந்தது. ரொம்ப நன்றிமா.
ஓகே, நன்றி மேடம். Thank you. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
நன்றி.
வாழ்க வளமுடன். Jagadiswaran sir, you can unmute and speak.
Be blessed by the divine, madam.
Be blessed by the divine, sir.
I have given a good speech about stages of knowledge. That inspiring speech, of course. But initially you said that even a child can understand our teachings of our Maharishi. We are in the practice, we Sky practitioners are doing this practice and achieved to an extent some good qualities, of course. Yes. But still some blemishes are in us. We have to get rid of these blemishes, then only we can attain the goal, that is godliness, that is the truth, what you said, that exactly. For that we have to do some more practice. At least if we get rid of these bad temperaments, we are successful in our life, I can say. Am I right, madam? Am I right? Even at least
exactly, 100%, sir. Your experiences are speaking over there, sir. Only temperaments are the main cause for all the problems of our life. Maharshi has told that very clearly.
That's right, madam. That's right. That how much bad temperaments we get rid of, that we only can realize that. We have to attain the goal of self-realization, of course. But before that, we have to get rid of all these temperaments, bad temperaments. Then we have to go for the blemishes, that is sin, imprintements, ego, and all these things, eliminate
Exactly.
illusion and all these things. But you have
Exactly.
said very well, madam. Just be blessed by the divine.
Thank you,
Continue
sir.
your speech in English in
Thank
this
you.
Tamil program. Thank you.
Sure, sir. Thank you so much, sir. Thank you. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you,
Ma'am,
madam.
thank you, sir. Be blessed by the divine. Before concluding, I would like to thank and bless Sky Assistant Professor Anita Madam on behalf of WCC Karnataka Zone on his enlightening topic. Let us all come to Thuriyam stage and let us all bless together. Sky Assistant Professor Anita, be blessed by the divine. His good health, be blessed by the divine. His loving family, be blessed by the divine. His divine services, be blessed by the divine. All the members who have participated today's program, be blessed by the divine. All Sky meditation centers in Karnataka zone, be blessed by the divine. Our beloved WCC Karnataka zone president, Dr. Dhanapati sir, who gave support to organize this program, be blessed by the divine. Our beloved WCC Karnataka zone smart vice president, Srimati Dr. Vijaya Dhanapati, be blessed by the divine. Thank you. Thank you, one and all. See you all tomorrow at 2 p.m. Now we can go for world peace prayer. வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன். Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am. வாழ்க வளமுடன்.
உலகமெல்லாம் பருவமழை ஒத்தபடி பெய்யட்டும். உழவரெல்லாம் தானியத்தை உவப்புடனே பெருக்கட்டும். பல தொழில்கள் புரிகின்ற பாட்டாளி உயரட்டும். பகுத்துணர்வில் தொகுத்துணர்வு பண்பாட்டை உயர்த்தட்டும். கலகங்கள் போட்டி பகை கடந்தாட்சி நடக்கட்டும். கல்லாமை கடன் வறுமை களங்கங்கள் மறையட்டும். நலவாழ்வை அளிக்கும் ஞான ஒளி வீசட்டும். நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். நம் கடமை அறவாழ்வின் நாட்டத்தே சிறக்கட்டும். வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வையகம், வாழ்க வளமுடன்.